Open the fabric lining kit. Includes a fabric lining and double-sided tape. Take this to the treatment direction. The fabric lining is slightly larger. Cut the outer fabric to size. If you use fabrics like silkwood and brocade, must be pre-shrunk first. Cut the fabric after pre-shrinking. Cover it with a thin cotton cloth. Set the iron to silk. Iron at the speed of the video. Iron with steam, but don't leave it on for a long time. The fabric will be noticeably smaller after ironing. On the left is double-sided tape specifically designed for fabric. On the right is the adhesive backing, and on top are the adhesive dots. The rubber surface and the rubber particles are in contact.
Align the two layers of adhesive film with the back of the fabric.
Separated by a thin layer of cotton fabric. Set the iron to the cotton setting. Following the pace of the video, start pressing from the middle.
Apply a little pressure while ironing. Melt the granules.
You can occasionally use steam during the ironing process, and the temperature will be higher. However, do not use steam continuously, as excessive humidity can cause damage. After ironing, you must wait for it to cool before proceeding to the next step. Once it has cooled down, check how it turned out. Check to make sure everything is fully bonded. Fabric bending inspection. If it hasn't been ironed properly, it needs to be ironed again. Then check out this piece. The glossy side has a layer of adhesive. The side without the adhesive has a matte finish. If the video isn't clear enough, please compare it with the actual item. Align the adhesive side with the back of the fabric. These 3 large holes face upward. If the fabric has a grain, be sure to pay attention to it. Then, hold it with both hands and flip it over to the front, separated by a thin cotton cloth. Set the iron to the cotton setting. Start ironing from the middle. Ironing speed as shown in the video. After ironing, weigh it down with books. While it is still warm, the glue is in a liquid state and has not set yet. Check again in a few minutes. I can tell it has cooled down completely. Check the ironing. Once you've confirmed everything is in order, trim it to match the shape of this piece of material. That finished the ironing part. First, secure the base to the leather with nails. Here's what they look like once installed. Insert a screw into the microfiber fabric. If you can't tell the difference between microfiber and genuine leather, you can use the edging strip for comparison. Finally, tighten the foot screws. Install the 4 base studs using the same method. Next, take out the front of the bag. Cut out the area indicated by the circle on the back. Use a suture remover to make a small incision. Carefully cut along the circle. You must be very careful. You can also cut it open with a pair of sharp small scissors. Cut it open little by little using the tip of the blade. Try to keep it as close to a circle as possible. The 2 small holes on the side are made using the same method. The small curve is quite sharp, so it's easier to use a seam ripper. Be sure to control your force when pushing. Be careful not to cut yourself. All 3 round holes have been trimmed. Next, attach the body to the bottom. Measure out a length of wax thread 5 times the length of the bag's base. Measure twice the amount, then fold it in half, and you'll have 4 times the amount. Make sure both pieces are oriented correctly. Insert the needle into the second hole on the back. The first hole is a small notch. Align with the second hole at the bottom of the bag. Then sew up the first hole. Two needles pulling the thread at the same time. 2 line segments are of equal length. Align the holes and sew with 2 needles in a staggered pattern. Use your left hand to pull the thread and your right hand to sew. Sew up the remaining few holes using any thread. Be careful when sewing the small missing corner. Then turn it back. Both sides are sewn together. On the back row, repeat 2 stitches. On the right side, repeat 1 stitch. Leave the end of the thread on the back. Try not to cut the thread at the holes near the edge, because the holes along the edge need to be sewn up again. Use the same method to secure the bag's body. What the tree pieces look like when connected. Then use the lighter carefully to trim the excess threads. Next, check out the microfiber lining fabric. 2 circles, 1 large and 1 small. The small circle indicates the zipper pocket. Align it with the front panel of the bag. The large circle corresponds to the back panel of the bag. The wall pocket is located below the large circle. You can take a look at the internal structure of the finished product. The zipper is on the front panel, making it more convenient to use. Corresponding to this is a small circle. The back of the bag features a wall pocket. Measure out a length of wax thread twice as long as the microfiber fabric. Sew the small circle on the front piece, stitching all 3 layers together. Starting from any hole-to-hole alignment. Suture all 3 layers together. The stitching isn't tacked on both sides. Repeat 1 or 2 stitches on each strand, then cut the yarn. Leave the end of the thread on the front side, this time, because microfiber is very prone to showing marks. Sew the small circle closed and secure the loose ends. Next, measure out a length of wax thread that is 1.5 times the length of the microfiber velvet. Also 3 layer suture. Starting from the top hole. Align and suture the holes on each layer. The stitching method is the same as for the previous circle. Sew up this hole using the same method. The results of sewing the 3 circles separately. Sew the 3 circles on the back panel together using the same method. The back panel of the bag only requires 2 layers of stitching. Next, take out the short edging strip, the section where the bag is sewn shut. This section of suturing is relatively simple. Measure out a length of wax thread 5 times the length of the edging strip. Fold the binding strip in half and sew it. Insert the needle from the back, align the holes, and sew them together. You can see the holes on the fabric, so beginners should work in layers, aligning the holes one by one before threading. Like this, align the hole from the inside, then thread the string through. Make sure the holes on each layer are aligned. The finished look of the overlock stitch. Next, sew the two side panels of the bag together. The remaining two trim strips are the same length. This is what it looks like after it's been sewn. Place the connection point here. Measure out a length of wax thread 5 times the length of the edging strip. The leather side should face out. Sew the edging strip and small leather pieces together. The first 3 rows are 6 layers thick. Make sure to align the holes when sewing. Sew in order. Ensure that the holes on each layer are aligned. Repeat the first stitch to reinforce it. Sew up to the corner. Follow the video and thread through the corresponding holes in order. Pulling it this way will naturally create a corner. Secure the large hole at the center with a clamp. It is essential that the holes on each layer align when sewn together. Sew to the midpoint. Alignment of the large pulls in the three layers, the side, the microfiber, and the bottom. You can check it yourself. Sew the corner on the other side the same way as before. Thread through the corresponding holes in order. The side panel fits perfectly over the large hole. It's exactly where marked it. Align perfectly. One pore below the large pore in the microfiber. It aligns with the horizontal hole. Reinforce the seam by sewing an extra stitch at the join. Sew the remaining holes, closing all 3 layers, together. Sew up to the large hole in the middle. Attach the other edging strip. Sew up the remaining wax thread. The overlapping holes in the edging strip are the large ones. You can check them. Reinforce the seam by sewing an extra stitch at the join. Use up the remaining wax string. Next, measure out a length of wax thread 5 times the length of the remaining hole. Continue sewing. Sewing up this large hole, the video isn't clear drawn, so I've marked it. Connect the large hole to the upper side panel. Reinforce the seam by sewing an extra stitch at the join. Then sew the next stitch to attach the microfiber fabric. multiple layers of leather. Be sure to align the holes on each layer. The sewing methods for the two side seams are the same. Sew to the center of the bottom. The large pores in the center of the ultrafine fibers align with the 3 layers of large pores at the bottom and on the sides. Sew the side seam up to this point, getting ready to attach the small leather pieces. Leather side out. Repeat the first stitch at the edge to reinforce it. The bag has been sewn together. Finally, suture the area where the metal fixation is in place. Fold down. Sew these 3 layers together, 2 layers of leather and 1 layer of microfiber. Please continue reading the tutorial. Measure out a length of wax thread 5 times the width of the bag. Start sewing from the hole at the edge. The holes in the microfiber fabric must be aligned. Seal up this big hole. The large pores in the microfiber and genuine leather align perfectly. The microfiber thread is attached to the first hole here. It may be blocked by the edging strip. This recess is flush. If that's the case, the misalignment indicates a hole misalignment. At the fold, repeat the first stitch once to reinforce it. Sew up to this point. If you lift the trim, you'll see the first hole. Reinforce with an additional stitch. Then thread this single strand to the center of the leather piece. Continue sewing downward. All the stitching on the bag is now complete. Use a lighter to seal the loose ends. Next, install the hardware. With the metal ring facing down, then thread it through the strap. The front side of the strap faces the same direction as the metal ring. There is a hole in the middle of it. It fits perfectly over the protrusion inside. There is a small bump on the lock. With the small bump facing down, close the lid.两边的皮条穿入孔。Attach to the bag body. Through this leather piece, again. The raised bump inside the lock housing fits perfectly into the hole in the strap. Thread the leather strap through the body of the bag. The other side goes through in the same way. The lid has been securely fastened. Press here. Make it smoother. Then install the handle. Unscrew the screw on one side. On the other hand, it is in a tightened state. Enter through the passageway. The handles are one long and one short. With the leather side facing left, thread the long one first, then the short one. Make sure heading in the right direction. Once you've put it on, tighten the screws. The screws on both sides can be removed at any time, because this bag can be worn two ways. Connect the two straps with a ring so it can be worn crossbody. The first type is a shoulder bag. Two straps are threaded through the crossbar. The raised tab fits perfectly into this spot on the bag's lid. With this accessory, you can adjust the strap to a crossbody length. Unscrew the screw on one side. Leave one belt. Then fasten each. Fasten the other strap in the direction of the leather grain. Tighten the screws. When tightened, it can be worn crossbody. Each kit includes one of these elastic loops. Threaded through this hardware. Resistance bands will be distributed at random. Use as desired. Just let it hang there. The elastic loop allows for a more relaxed fit when using the bag, without stretching the opening too wide. If you use it this way, it gives off a more laid-back vibe. When you're not using it, just let it hang there as a decoration. And just like that, the bag is finished.